Bill's internet?
Yes, that is who I was speaking to this morning.
All right, whatever the hell that meant. We're Unprofessional Movie Reviews, man.
Yes.
Mark, and what's your name?
Sir William Joseph Schnozzy III, 10th Earl of Swampcourt upon Avon.
Also known as Billy. I am a member of House Slytherin. It's Ravenclaw. And we are doing Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Do you think I'd be Slytherin?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Without a doubt?
Well, I mean,
Slytherin?
yeah.
I'm not Hufflepuff?
You're down.
Ah!
I think you'd be a fair Slytherin, yeah.
Thank you. Fucking to the dungeon. Okay, anyways, yeah, that's a reference.
I'll be hanging out in the astronomy tower with all my homies, answering riddles to get into the common room.
Nerd! We like to review movies on this show, and the way we like to do it is Billy's going to tell you what Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them was like, and, like small little non-spoilery, just a synopsis.
Yeah.
And then we're together going to talk about the positives and the negatives. And then before we get into all that, I'm going to say click like, subscribe, do all that internet shit. Whatever. Do all that crap.
It's really hard to give a fully spoiler-free synopsis because the trailer gave us so little. So I'm going to give you a little bit, but nothing important. So the movie is about Newt Scamander, famed Hufflepuff wildlife expert in England.
Famed Hufflepuff.
Yeah. No, yeah, seriously. Famed Hufflepuff wildlife expert. He was kicked out of Hogwarts, but that's not really relevant to the plot. The plot is he's coming to America to release an American piece of magical wildlife back into its domain. When something happens and some of the beasts escape, he's got to recollect them. Other shit's happening at the same time. There you go. That's the plot.
Yep. He's a magi-zoologist.
Yeah.
Yep.
A cryptozoologist.
Yep. Well, it's called magi-zoologist.
Oh.
Thank you. It's a Harry Potter term.
I didn't catch that.
Okay.
I thought you'd call him a cryptozoologist.
Well, in the synopsises of leading up to the movie, when they first came out about what this movie's going to be about, they said Newt Scamander is a magi-zoologist. So that's how I got it, because I pay attention to movie news. Okay, so let's talk about the positives of this movie.
World building!
World building.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Really, if you wanted to see, because I remember when we first heard about this movie, you said, I'm excited to see what the fuck's going on in America.
Yeah.
And how they handle shit. Well, you do. And they kind of get into it really quick. And you do see the subtle, but very differences between how Americans and how British handle, Muggle
the
to
statute
wizard.
of magical secrecy.
Yeah.
The way that they handle magical events, the way they handle no-mage exposure, that's what they call Muggles, no-mage.
No-mage, which I like.
Exposure to magic, the way that their government functions, their priorities as far as day-to-day operations.
Yeah. And then, little stupid bureaucratic stuff like registering your wand,
Yeah.
which I thought was really cool they added that in, because that seems like the kind of stuff that you never hear about in, Marvel stuff, the really stupid little tedious shit you have to do.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool.
I agree.
Now, back on the on world building with the no-mage is what they call the Muggles, and in Britain they call them Muggles. I love that because there are slangs we use constantly, and then people who speak the same language, who pretty much don't have too different of a culture, use completely different slangs.
Yes.
And I'm glad they actually brought that in, because it does show you how much thought they put into this world.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And with a small detail like that.
Although they use the same word for squib, which is weird.
Yeah, that kind of seems...
That's a magical, non-magic person.
Yep.
So somebody who grew up in a magic community or has magical blood, who has no powers.
Correct me if I'm wrong, the Greenskeeper in the first one.
Yeah. No, he wasn't a squib. He was expelled.
Oh, I thought he was
not the keeper of the grounds and keys, or the
the guy with the blood-out cat.
That's a squib, yes.
Yeah, he's a squib.
Yes.
No, not...
Argus Filch.
Yeah.
Filch is a squib, yes.
Yes. Okay, so if you guys don't want to talk Harry Potter shit, what are you doing on here? So anyways, and then other big positives, the music. The
soundtrack was great.
The soundtrack, yeah. The sound editing, not so great.
It was a big waste of the Dolby Atmos. Sound.
It didn't really do anything too crazy when it comes to that, but
the
music in the background,
the orchestrations were good.
Atmospheric. When you talk about good atmospheric stuff, it's when you can take the music out and you're not going to get 1% of this. You're not going to get anything. And when you see, Eddie Redmayne and the one chick walking down the street with that music behind it, you feel all these brush of emotions. Now I'm in the Harry Potter world. That's kind of the Harry Potter style of music. Da-da-da-da-da. If you took that out, it would just be two idiots walking down the street.
Right.
And they nailed that so much where the music brings so much to this world. And that goes with world building too. But yeah, I really love the sound.
Next big positive, eye candy. Lots of eye candy. Magical creatures you have not seen yet.
Yep.
It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Really cute stuff.
Yeah.
Really, this shows... I think this movie's going to really get to the kids a lot because of the really adorable animals.
I'd be interested to see what type of animals they studied for the body language of some of the animals. Because the Niffler especially had some really cute body language. And the Bowtruckle.
Oh, yeah.
The Bowtruckle had really cute
I love the Niffler because it was like everything I wanted in a duckbill platypus. Like, it's adorable duckbill platypus that stole shit. Like, it's so cute.
Yeah, with like a koala's body language.
Yeah, no, it's super adorable. Should we... Do you got more positives? Cause
I'm about done.
Yeah, I'm there. We rocked through the positives rather fast. Let's segue into negatives with performances.
I'm going to say that they were reaching a lot. They were overplaying emotional hands, and that really got to me because I was like, why is that person tearing up right now? That person should not be tearing up.
My biggest problem, besides the fact I really... This didn't sell me on Eddie Redmayne. I'm still waiting for Eddie Redmayne to show me why he deserved an Oscar over Michael Keaton in Birdman.
I agree.
And even when you go back and see his his performance in Theory of Everything, yeah, it was good. It wasn't like I wasn't like anyone playing that part and getting that part.
To be fair,
was that good?
Well, not even to be fair, but if you were to bring up Benedict Cumberbatch's performances as Stephen Hawking,
it was
even better.
Yeah, it was just as good because
and his was for a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah. Now, of course, I'm going to consider, without a doubt, Benedict Cumberbatch is a better actor than Eddie Redmayne. Yeah. I'm not even going to think twice about saying
Benedict Cumberbatch was never in Jupiter Ascending.
Anyway, so when it comes to him, yeah, he didn't do much. He's like the British Jesse Eisenberg to me. Because he doesn't break out of his little... But they're British mannerisms.
Michael Cera.
Yeah, Michael Cera. Yeah, he's a British Michael Cera. And did it work for the part? Yes. Yeah. And that's why I'm not considering it a giant negative, because I do kind of think of Huff and Puff as the nerds.
Why wouldn't you cast the one-trick pony as the trick?
Yeah. Now, as leading the film, if it wasn't for the cast of characters he had around him, he wouldn't have led this film.
Dan Fogler?
Dan Fogler. Now, I love Fogler. Whatever. I love him in other stuff. Fogler. Thank you. Dan Fogler. Yep, he was in Fanboys, which is super underrated, and watch Fanboys, especially if you're a Star Wars fan.
No one calls Han Solo a bitch.
Yeah. Not only that, but like the little tiny references in that movie. But anyways, he's great in that, and some of the other, he's had a lot of little bit parts, and he's always been decent.
Yeah.
Take
Me Home Tonight.
Take Me Home Tonight, and that's not a good movie.
I disagree.
Really? Well, I don't. All right, it's not a great movie. I think it was rather forgettable.
I really enjoyed it.
But what I'm getting at is his overacting in this. I couldn't get into him. All the time, in his laughs. I mean, you got laughs, but it didn't seem like if I was in his point of view, I would have reacted to seeing the magic, because he's a no-mag. I would have reacted to seeing the magical world unwind around me in a lot more way than just, And that really
there wasn't enough fear.
There wasn't anything. There was just like, whoa, okay. Right. And he was very cartoony, and I understand overacting has its place. Overacting is just as important as acting.
Jim Carrey has a career.
Oh, yeah. In a good career. Yeah. And even in bad movies, he's still fine. So overacting has its spots, but right now, I don't know, it seemed like it was with David Yates' acting, directing, which isn't very cartoony or
it's not
weird.
Facilitative.
It's super straightforward. Right. He's a very straightforward director, which isn't bad either.
No.
But then you put somebody overacts constantly, it seemed weird.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all I gotta say.
Much like Batman v Superman, this movie's a beautiful mess. I don't even call it beautiful.
Thank you.
It's just all the action scenes are very messy, very hard to follow. They move way too fast, especially when they're talking about things. Like, there's dialogue over some of these scenes, and you can't follow because they're talking so fast. And some of the accents are so specific that you can't really make out what they're saying. They keep, what is it that they call the American R system?
I'm going to forget it right now.
Yakuza or something like that?
Makuza.
Like, it's like Yakuza with an M. And they talked about it. They explained what the Makuza are, but I missed it.
Yep, they did it in one sentence right away at the beginning.
And we're both very versed in the British accent, and we still missed it.
Well, it wasn't even the British guy who said it. It was the chick, right? When he meets the chick, when she whips out her documentation, she's like, "I'm part of the."
She said "Magical Congress."
Yep, and then
I caught.
Yeah, and then I think he said, "Oh, the Makuza." Like somebody said it right there.
So it's an acronym, but they didn't really explain what the acronym was, and it was bizarre.
And that goes through a negative we always got to bring up, which is the incoherency.
Right. And the more overall thing, though, is that they created a lot of chaos visually, and it was really hard to follow, and I did not appreciate it.
The end action sequence, which was rather emotional.
Oh, yeah.
Super emotional. You don't get to see what the fuck's going on half the time because of the way it's directed.
I wanna flip it over to the positive real quick. And
flip back to the positive.
They blow open the Harry Potter mythology and mythos
now,
in a way that's really exciting because it brings a whole bunch of new information to consider. Really interesting, but
I want to talk about that really quick. Is on that note, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan. He's the Harry Potter fanboy, but I like Harry Potter movies. I'm the Star Wars fanboy, and you like Star Wars movies. We have our spots, and so when he was like, "Dude, I'm getting blown away right now by what they're doing with the mythos," I'm like, I don't know, I'm kind of lost.
Like, those of you who have read the books, they bring up an aspect in this movie about underage wizards that could explain Ariana Dumbledore in a new light, which is kind of fucking insane. So just think about that, and maybe let us know what you think in the comments.
Okay, yeah. Comment! That would be weird,
that'd be
right?
insane, right? Comments.
No one ever does that. Sometimes people ask why we talk so fast. We've had that comment before. You talk too fast. Anyways, now, Ezra Miller, what did you think?
Ezra Miller? He was like a young lurch.
Yeah, that haircut. I can't take the credit.
There are a lot of weird undercuts in this movie.
Yeah, I can't take the credit for this joke, but it nailed it. His haircut, he looks like when Ben Stiller went full retard in Days of Thunder. Yeah. That's the exact haircut. And that's
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. Yeah. That's all I can think of.
Make me happy.
That haircut, I'm just like, he's going full retard.
Yeah, I guess. Interesting, sad story about that character. But anyway, moving on to our next negative.
Yeah, well, if we didn't cement the one that we were just talking about, it's the action that seems incoherent, and that's what I didn't really like. Now, I got one. The biggest positive, what do you consider the biggest positive visual-wise of the first three, to most of the Harry Potters?
The first three?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I got one specific thing I'm looking for.
Wand magic.
Oh, that's good. But I was going to say practical.
Yeah.
And that's, like, when you got Warwick Davis playing three different goblins in the same scene. You know, crazy stuff like that.
And Vern Troyer.
Vern Troyer, too. I missed all of it. Where was it? There wasn't any real good practical at all. No. And this is the most, like, CGI heavy of all the pretty close to all the Harry Potters with all the beasts walking around. And does it look like they're talking to tennis balls?
No. I wouldn't say so.
Ed Redmayne sure did. When he's talking to the thing on the hand, he just...
Definitely. I agree.
But some of the times, you're right, they did it good, but I mean, I think that they could have at least tried to use some practical effects. At least with the house, maybe not the house elf, but at least the goblin.
Yeah, the goblin with CGI, that's never been a thing.
That was, and that was the first thing I noticed. I was like, they've always had, people
costumes,
dressed up for goblins. And house elves, Dobby's always been CG. I'm cool with that because he's so skinny.
Right.
Yeah. But it was the lack of practical effects, and the effects were good at best. Yeah. They were not the best I've seen all year. In fact, I'm never going to.
They were on par with the sound design.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're there. I mean, it wasn't Doctor Strange on either of those levels.
My next big negative is the setup for the sequel is weak. The actor playing the setup for the sequel was
weak.
In hardcore. And the character design is weak. It was very uninteresting. Don't care.
Villain, super weak.
Yeah.
And what I hate about that is I think that I'm forgetting Colin Farrell is one of the underrated actors of today. I love Colin Farrell. Watching Bruges.
He's my favorite Irish actor.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, what's his name?
Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah, Brendan Gleeson's.
He's up there, but
close.
I think that and Brendan Gleeson's good in 71.
Even Donald
too,
Gleeson
gets
is
to
super good,
71.
Yeah, I've heard it's really good.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think that Colin Farrell has always been miscast, and I think he continues to be. I think that they didn't give him a chance.
And what they did to his character in this movie is bullshit.
And it's complete bullshit. And not only that, but he doesn't really have a character. I couldn't really tell you his motivation.
No.
I don't really know too much about him.
I mean,
and he has a lot of screen time.
Knowing what we know about him,
okay,
we could.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, because of the ending, sure.
Right.
But half that time, you got to be able to sink your teeth in.
Right.
Hence the first scene with Scar in Lion King.
Right.
You understand
exactly.
the character in 2 minutes before he even does anything evil.
But
you don't get anything like
the
that.
character design for the setup for the next sequel is on par with Last Action Hero's main villain. It's literally like they cut and paste that character into the role.
Yeah.
This is who is supposed to be Voldemort Mark 1, and they just kind of fucked it up.
Now, I'm going to get too spoiled.
Undercuts.
After I said
Why
that.
all the undercuts for, like, oh, that guy's got an undercut, he's a villain.
Yeah,
weird
haircuts.
It's like 1924, and everybody's got undercuts. What is the deal?
And honestly, I was going to bring up creating a period piece with the wardrobes and everything until I saw all the undercuts.
Right.
I was going to say, like, they nailed 1920s New York.
The clothes they did.
The clothes, the cars, a lot of it totally did. The fact that you're still going to see a couple horses down the street, I thought that was super cool. But no, what's with the haircuts? They all look like they were in 90s alternative rock bands. Like, every one of them. Like,
yeah, I'd agree.
Ridiculous. But no, I'm going to digress. I think I'm good with negatives. Are you good with negatives?
I'm good with negatives.
I'm going to digress and actually say the reason why we talked more about, at least I talked more about negatives than I did positives, but the reason this is going to get as high scores as it is, because I'm going to give it fresh. And the reason why I'm going to give it fresh is it was fun. I did have a lot of fun with this movie.
Me too.
So it might have looked, because we went through the positives on a couple minutes, and we spent 11 minutes on negatives.
If you hated Harry Potter Cursed Child, you might like this movie. That's all I'm going to say.
Well,
if Harry Potter Cursed Child pissed you off, you might enjoy this movie.
What I'm going to say is if you like Harry Potter movies, if they're what, you're going to like this. It's nothing worse.
You'd have to be pretty obsessed with the books to like this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
You think that if I like this movie and I don't know shit about the books.
Oh, well,
I enjoy whistles and lights.
Right.
So
but I mean,
simple.
How much did you like it, though?
Exactly.
What I'm saying
compared
is,
to the level that you got
right.
out of it.
The level of understanding I have in the movie in the books made the movie that much more interesting because of the other things that.
So people like my girlfriend, who's a huge Harry Potter nut, she's gonna really like this movie. I'm taking this strict off of face like popcorn value,
right? Popcorn,
and
value.
I still had a lot of fun with it.
Okay.
It was still really cute and fun.
I would disagree with the popcorn value, but
well, I didn't buy any popcorn.
I'm biased.
Okay, well, I had fun with it. That's all I'm saying. All right, let's do this.
I gave this movie 6 out of 10 creatures we did not fucking see from the book. I wanted to see kelpies. Okay,
what's a kelpie?
A kelpie is like a waterborne horse.
Oh,
they're born out of mist and they like live in water but they're horses. It's cool.
That would be awesome, like a mer horse.
Yeah,
that sounds
like
super
a mer
cool.
horse.
Well, we did the same. I'm doing 6 out of 10 Johnny Depp cameos. This is my drawing of Johnny Depp.
A golden mask.
Nobody look at Johnny Depp though. Is that not a good drawing?
Yeah, that's a great drawing.
I decided I wasn't going to put any effort into it.
You could just draw a circle with fucking eyes.
Now about the Johnny Depp cameo.
Logo.
Without any spoilers, and you could probably pick this apart and figure out what I mean. But I honestly think that since we heard about it 2 weeks ago, I think it was added 2 weeks ago. Like, it seems like, honestly, it seems like that cameo was filmed yesterday.
It does.
Like, it was so shoot in.
And unplanned.
like, that's exactly what it, you know what I'm saying, though. Like,
yes.
That's exactly what it felt like when they're like, oh, Johnny Depp's in it. When'd you guys film that? Like 2 hours ago.
We'll dyes her blonde and pop a contact lens in one eye. Done.
And
little ratty mustache. Oh, gold.
What's your line?
Gold.
Wing it. You're good.
Yeah,
You're Johnny
just
Depp.
improvise.
Wing your one line.
Make a threat of some
But
kind.
at least he's not playing young Dumbledore. Thank God.
Thank Jesus, yeah.
All right, I think that's it. We'll see you guys probably before Rogue One.
Let's do a recommendation from a previous review.
Oh, yeah. We don't do that enough. Let's think about this.
I want you to watch our review of Selma. Watch a review of Selma.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, no, let's go back. Let's go back to an early one, back when it was in my living room at the old house, so 3 sets ago. One of our first ones, watch our review for Wild. The Reese Witherspoon.
I think that was our very first
I
one.
think it was our first one, and it's not a bad flick. And that was when we were just trying to kind of keep into the Oscar films. And if you ever watched Wild, we recommended it.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Small little flick.
Taught me a lot about REI.
Yeah. And then what was I gonna say? What are you watching right now?
What am I watching? Gilmore Girls, actually.
You're watching Gilmore Girls again? God, my lady is. I can't watch that show all the way through twice in 1 year.
I said I'm watching it.
Like, it's on the background as you're doing shit.
My girlfriend's watching it, and I'm watching it with her. If you were going to ask me what I'd watch, I can only watch like 1 episode a week, but Walking Dead. And Last Man on Earth.
Last Man on Earth. Oh, there you go. That's good stuff. That's Lord Miller.
Yeah.
I am watching two things. Huh?
Lord Michaels.
No, Lord and Miller.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you said, okay.
No.
Lord Michaels was a sponsor for it.
Yeah. But anyways, I'm watching 2 things. The thing I'm watching with Leslie is Friday Night Lights. And we're actually really liking it.
Really?
Yeah, no. We don't know why we decided, but so far it's really good.
All right.
It's actually pretty good. And what am I watching on my own? I'm finally watching Sopranos.
Oh.
And I'm halfway through the first season, and it's fantastic.
You're watching Sopranos before you watch Oz, even though I keep telling you to watch Oz.
I watched the first episode of Oz.
And the man rape didn't get you.
No, the man rape did not get me. I'll get back to it. I want to watch Sopranos first. I'll watch
Oz.
I'll watch Oz. Bye!
Watch Oz. Please.